Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming to Norwich. We've been off the map. It's good to see you come into Norwich as a citizen of Norwich. I'm glad you did. The next time I saw you, you were running for office, so I'm glad you made it. Now, I got a couple of questions, but I want to make it short and sweet. Somebody's already, I think we killed the question of taxes. And, my concern about taxes is, are we going to kill businesses in, especially in Norwich? We need jobs. That's what we need. How are we going to create jobs if we have to pay, if businesses have to pay more taxes? And, that would be my first question.
Well, there are a couple of things we're trying to do. I have built into this budget something called First Five, which I hope ultimately turns to First 50. And that's an incentive package to employers who actually will create jobs. So that we put together all of the incentives that we might only offer you this one or this one or this one. If you come forward and create 200 jobs or more, no matter what region of the state you're in, you'll qualify for a special package of benefits. I'm hoping the legislature will pass that. The other thing I did is, I've talked a couple of times tonight about consolidating government. I took all of the disparate organizations that are supposedly being involved in economic development, and I actually put them in, for the first time, in a single organization. Because we're all over the place. We have no concerted effort. Another thing that this budget does, and Norwich and New London and this part of the state have a great potential for tourism. In your bed and breakfasts, in your hotels, in the casinos that are in the area that are major employment centers. I know we have good and bad, we can argue about that, but they're here, right?
Yeah, but nothing's bringing them in
because we had a $1 budget to promote the state. The Lieutenant Governor and I made a commitment when we were running for our positions that we would up that budget to $15 million. That's in this budget as well. I'm hoping in a matter of days we'll be able to reach agreement with a number of our business partners, hoteliers, casinos, and others, to actually begin that campaign before we have the money, which would be as of July 1st. So there are things. I'm not ignoring that. I promise I'm not ignoring it.
Okay. The other question has to do with actually the state itself and how can you, as governor, decide to better enforce a true budget instead of smoking mirrors? I mean, I know you have to go through the legislature and so on. But one of the things that I noticed is you said you wanted to consolidate some state agencies and so on. And I agree with that. And I'm sure a lot of people do. But we're increasing commissioners. We should be getting rid of some top.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay.
It seems like we,
No, but let me say, I've taken a pledge that with respect to positions that are appointed, we're going to reduce the number by 15%. I've taken that pledge. I did it in my own office. I'm doing it in the organizations that are set up. In the consolidation, you're going to see a lot of commissioner positions disappear. You may see some deputy commissioner positions in larger institutions or in larger departments, but we're going to see that 15% go, honestly. Okay? Thank you.
One last thing.
All right. Because you're not yelling at me, go ahead.
I don't know. But I do have some suggestions. I'll hand over to your staff.
Sure. Aaron. Where's Aaron? Thank you. Right there. Come on up.
I'm going to ask, I'm going to be the bad guy again, and I need you to please state your point, only because we do have about 15 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi. Good evening.
Congratulations on your election.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming tonight. My name is Nancy Jensen. I'm the Executive Director of Madonna Place. I'm here representing the 6 certified fatherhood sites in the state. We are very lucky. The state of Connecticut is actually a leader in the fatherhood initiative. You can all be very proud. I'll get right to the point. In your budget, the $195,000 that is the required match for the federal dollars for the state that we receive for fatherhood programming has been completely eliminated. And I believe your office has not been completely given the full story on this. And I've requested a meeting along with 5 other sites to talk about this, because I think we could help inform you.
How much federal dollars does that access?
There's $1 million.
Okay.
Right on the line.
Aaron?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so they
No, I'm not discouraging. I want to hear it.
Right. Well, my question is, what is your plan? Your bother it going forward, and we...
Well, I've done my part, but on the larger issue, I'm going to read and bring up with OPM any points that you make. Okay? I'm going to read whatever you send me and bring it up with OPM. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Hamilton. I'm a member of the Reliance House, a nonprofit organization that has helped me in many ways, and other people with mental illness like me. I need the Reliance House, and I work for Holly Kerrigan, who has helped me in many times of need. I need this clubhouse, my clubhouse. They let me teach crochet there, and they help me build my self-esteem and get some confidence in myself. I also need Penobscot group, that's Penobscot place. It's run by Gary Hoffman, but it's us members that make it, discussing real life and sharing our good times and our bad times. And I need my transportation. It has already been cut in half from 8 rides a month to 4 rides a month. And if you keep taking these big parts of me, I'd like to see it all come back, all the promises that were made. And my question is, if funding is cut, how will people in my situation like me receive services that we need?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you. And thank you for... And thank you for being committed to your recovery. That's wonderful. In each of the areas that we cut in this budget, we gave an explanation. Now, that's not to say that we didn't make mistakes. That's why we have a legislative process. But what I have is a balancing act. Right? We are going to spend more money in this budget on health care and mental health care than we spent last year. Not because we're going in a whole new direction and adding services, but because more people are requiring those services. I have a $3.3 billion deficit. I'm trying to deal with it. Some people want me to spend more money. Some people want me to tax more money. Some people want me to give more money. Some people want me to get more money. And if we've made a particular mistake that affects you, you or the agency that you work for should communicate. Having said that, I am a big supporter of the community providers and not-for-profits in this state. And the Lieutenant Governor and I, who sat through the budget deliberations, and she really ran the show, we did everything we could to maintain the safety net as it exists. And you're a shining example of why we should do that. As someone whose family's been touched by mental illness, I have a special appreciation for it. It doesn't mean we have everything right, but it is a bit of a balancing act, and we're trying to make sure we're taking care of everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you.